For those of you who need a refresher of what happened yesterday, stupidity. Pure and simple stupidity. And now, you're about to get a whole lot more of it. Moving on. The brother. Why am I evil? It's simple, you see. I harbor a hate for every pony. Spike's eyes widen, unable to comprehend the news he was just given. That pony was your brother? I'm gonna add something like that, but it's unimportant. What is important that you know how big of a threat Dark Conquest is. Go on. I don't understand, began Spike. Was he always like this? Why, yes. Yes, I was. Ever since I was a little bitty Connie. He said something about once being a goody two-shoes and butterfly farts. Luna couldn't help but smile a little. At least his humor never changed. But to answer your question, no, he wasn't always like this. Our brother used to be a caring, a composite, double ha pony and a great soldier, but he became corrupted, lost all faith in his own kind, and destroyed all life as we know it. But you stopped him, Spike said, holding false hope that the situation wasn't as dire as it seemed. Yes, Luna finally said, but we were unable to purge him of his evil, so we imprisoned him. Why not just kill him and be done with it? Asked the dragon grimly. That's what I would have done. You ask me to kill my own brother? Raised Luna. He was family. Would you kill your own family? I never knew my family. But Twilight and Shiny Armor. Look, Luna, if this was a normal ponyfic, sure. I would say no, and consider Twilight my family, as well as Shiny Armor and Nightlight and Twilight Velvet. Sure, I would consider them my family. Fine, and a good written ponyfic. But, unfortunately, I haven't considered them family in this fic since Grand Ruler signed the If you ain't blood related, you aren't family law, as co-authored by one Emil Kudos. Oh yes, that's the law. The fuck everybody else that's not blood related at all. The one about Twilight, asked Luna. Would you kill her? Dragon's heart turned to stone in the thought. A life without any of his friends, particularly Rarity and Twilight, would be pointless in his eyes. No, he finally said. The Dark Princess gave a little sound of disapproval. It is pointless to argue about this. Conquest lives, and that's all that matters at this moment. There was a moment of silence. Spike had to accept that he was wrapped up in this. This conquest who wanted to kill all ponies, maybe even all life in the world. Yep, was now his problem. He felt the heat boil in his gut. Anything on this planet that threatened Rarity would meet the full extent of his wrath. And every pony else? No, just merely Rarity. I mean, if he threatened the entire planet, I wouldn't care. So let's go. Luna gave him a quirky little look. What? I said let's go. He repeated as he attempted to lift himself out of the bed. A sharp pain inside kept him down. You're still injured, Spike, said Luna, and even if you want, Conquest will kill you in seconds. Thanks for the pep talk, Codes, smiled Spike. I'm serious, Spike, said Luna. He is the most dangerous being I've ever seen. It took all our combined power to imprison him in the center of the earth. Oh yeah, baby, that's it. Work the shit out. Even there, he still has influence. What do you mean influenced? Asked Spike. Luna was about to answer when Celestia, who had just started to calm down after storing half the room, turned her attention to the dragon. It means he's building an army, she said bluntly. A few days ago, we received word that the Griffins and Minotaurs were defecting. Defecting means that they're working under you. That they were already part of your army. Are you sure that's the right term you want to go with? Defecting? Okay, so that is the right term you want to go with. Do you want me to throw a dictionary at you, Vic? Because I will. They're gathering their forces deep within the fire rocks next to the wasteland. I'm gonna guess. You mean the wasteland? The same wasteland that we banished? Correct, interrupted Luna. The same place where we banished Queen Chrysalis. Cadence and Shiny did that. Spike gulped. That's not good, is it? No, dumbass, it isn't. Celestia sighed. No. So he still carries a grudge against the ponies, and most will certainly join Conquest. Dragon collapsed down on the bed. Things were certainly looking bad for Equestria if an army was waiting to destroy it. Well, what do we do now? Luna raised one of her eyebrows. Well, we assembled the royal army and any allied nation willing to help us in our hour of need. You get some rest. You start training in the morning. Oh, right, the training, grunted Spike. Well, how hard could it be? Spike? You know you're the pony here, you're the dragon meant to save everybody. You know that you had to train for this. Stop bitching! My God. You're making me think of that loser from Oregon. Let a smile give him a wink. You'll see hot enough. The two princesses left the room, leaving the dragon to sleep. As he turned in his slumber, he dreamed of Rarity. It hadn't been a day, and already he could not stand to be apart from her. He thought about what he was getting into. A war with an alicorn? He feared for his life. Was this Conquest really that powerful? Yes, I am! He had seen him in that shadowy world. A crazy pony with a hatred for all life. For Rarity, he would do this. He'd give his life for her. I love you, Rarity. I'll do anything to protect you, he whispered to himself as he slowly drifted to sleep. Spike awoke from the knocking at the door. Go away, he mumbled as he turned to sleep, covering his head with the blankets. The door slowly creaked open as he heard the sound of Hostess approaching. I said, leave me alone, he growled, getting up from the covers. What part of that is so hard to understand? It's not always anyways to teach it out, Spike, the dragon gasped. Rarity! Sure enough, there was a standing on his beautiful cloud-white mare. She was perfect down to the last microscopic detail. Her hair was messy in the most enticing way. She wore a beautiful slimmering black nightdress. The dragon was in shock. Birdie, what are you doing here? You think I would just let you come here all on your own? She asked, jumping on the bed on top of the dragon. Besides, she continued, I thought we could continue when we left off last night. She gave a sultry look at her dragon as she slowly leaned in for a kiss. Spike kissed her back. It felt so wonderful to be close to her again. Her silky smooth hair, her snow-white soft fur, her sweet-tasting lips. It was all perfect, just like her. I love you, the dragon moaned between kisses. Really? Because I don't love you? She moaned back. Spike's heart skipped a beat. What'd you just say? He asked, praying he misheard that. The mare leaned back from the dragon, her smile growing toothy and sinister. Why should I ever love you, Spike? She giggled. What's so much simpler to use you? She closed her eyes as she started to laugh hysterically. The mare's laughter grew louder and louder, deeper and deeper. She opened her eyes. They were no longer sapphire blue he had fallen in love with, but rather a crimson red that he feared. Her smile grew bigger, too big for her face. Her skin started to crack as if it were made out of clay. The cracks on her face spread wider, black fluid leaking from her eyes and mouth as she continued to laugh like a mad mare. Rarity's head exploded into a dusty cloud of dirt and smoke. Spike could still hear laughing, but it wasn't the same as before. It was haunting and playful. When the dust finally cleared, a new dark head sat on top of Rarity's body. You kissed the colt, and you liked it, Conquest sang playfully, amused at the terrifying expression on Spike's face. Did you like the taste of my cherry chapstick? Conquest, muttered the dragon. Though one and only, he said smugly. I thought I'd just drop by and spread a little misery on the crust thing that is your existence. What's wrong with you? Growled the dragon as he crawled out of bed. Oh, I got written by this person who wanted to use me in this little love fest you call a fanfic, and then somebody decided to turn me against one of fanfic's most easily hateable targets as a representation of all hateum. And now I'm here, annoying and basically messing with his head. Get out. Oh, Spike, he chuckled. The rest of his body turned back to his normal black coat. There are so many things wrong with me. So what are you doing here? Asked Spike. I thought you weren't coming for another month. The Alcorn snorted to remark. Oh, I'm not really here. I'm just swimming around that teeny little brain of yours. It's a wonderful sight of it in the Pandora box. Spike remembered that box, that evil little box. So that's why the princesses don't use it, he groaned. Selfish, really, said Conquest as he levitated a piece of Rarity's head, crumbling it with his magic. My sisters claim to be all loving, and I'm some sort of psychopath. They're right, he turned to Spike. I am a psycho, a terrible pony who likes to do terrible things to all the terrible ponies in this terrible world. That's what they told me, snarled Spike. You went crazy and tried to kill everything. Conquest giggled Billy. Yes, they would tell you just that one day. What do you mean? A white grin came on Conquest's face. Would you like to hear the real story? Every dirty little detail, he asked the dragon. Spike doled his eyes. Do I have a choice? Not really, joked the dark Alcorn, setting upside down the ceiling. I guess we should start when I was young, back when I was known as the creator. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. And here come the stars, and boom, we're back. 4,984 BC, before Celestia. Actually, shouldn't that be before Conquest? Because, I'm the big one around here. The skies were clear over the Everfree Forest, as dim blue sky of day showed itself. Oh, by the way, folks, this is reason 1 I sent Dark Conquest onto Starfleet when I was first forming Fall. Listen to him. Look at this guy. They're presenting him as the most powerful, threatening, overblown villain of all. Like, everything else everybody else has ever encountered means nothing to him. And he's not. He's just insane. But nope. Apparently he's the grand poobah of every destructive thing. Doesn't that sound like an opponent Starfleet would be great to have? The sunless day peered over the new land into a very large enchanting house in the middle of the woods. Dark blue Pegasus slowly opened his dreary eyes, letting a young lawn just take away his morning grogginess. He turned to his wife, a purple unicorn with a silver colored mane. He gave her a little nuzzle with his hoof. Hey, he whispered, you awake? He continued to poke her. Normally, the mare slowly turned over, glaring daggers at her husband. I am now, she said. She looked rather annoyed at being so rudely awakened. She looked out the window, seeing it was still dark blue outside. Would you like to explain why you woke me up so early? What? He asked innocently. Can't a pony just wake up the most beautiful mare in Equestria without all those hostilities? The unicorn gave him a sleepy smile. You're terrible, she said, giving him a long nuzzle. Slowly, she climbed on top of him, giving him quick kisses all across his face. You know how I get in the morning. Exactly, the Pegasus grinned, returning the kisses from his wife. How do you expect me to resist a little early morning fun? Like this, she answered, quickly rolling off her husband and out of bed. She started to walk to the door, making sure she took extra big strides as she was walking. Sky, aren't you coming? Nice Guy snickered. I might be. You're so gross sometimes, Solar Eyes said. I married a child. Nice Guy fluttered out of bed, landing next to his wife. I thought that was what you loved about me. She didn't answer. She just smiled at him as they head down the stairs to the cabin. In the little wooden kitchen of the house, there were already 3 ponies sitting down around a large table. Their D&D stuff out, huh? A large brown earth pony chewing on the strings of hay, a white Pegasus filled with a light green mane, and a white earth mare with a yellow mane was cooking something that smelled absolutely scrumptious. The brown pony looked up from his plate. Morning, Sky, Sunrise, he said, chewing on straw hay. Good morning, Quickjaw, chimed Solar Eyes, sitting down next to him. Nice Guy walked up to the table, taking an apple from a plate and biting into it. How is every pony this morning? He asked between the chews. This fine, brother, hair Pegasus said, though I wish I could get rid of this knot in my hair. I'm sure you'll figure it out, her brother said. Solar Rise looked out the window. The sun's pale light desperately trying to shine through the thick gray clouds. Hey, is Courier up yet? Quickdraw looked at the Pegasus. Don't think so. I haven't seen him yet. They heard the sounds of hose creaking on the floorboards. Night Sky looked to the ceiling. Sounds like he's awake. A young alicorn made his way down the stairs. His dark red mane riddled with bedhead. His white fur fizzy and stuck on his end. See? I am a red mane black alicorn. What? Did you people think that Legendbringer just added that description? Please. I was one of the most hated OC types in existence. Of course I'm going to be a dark-coated red mane alicorn. I was built for this. You got a lawnmower yawn. Morning, Pop. Mom. Courier, you gotta stop staying up so late, his mother said. What do you even do so late at night anyway? Play Sakura Wars. Totally understand. Just, stuff. Stuff? Yeah, stuff. What kind of stuff? Just stuff. Courier said, getting frustrated. Can we stop it, please? Why do you want to drop it, son? Asked his father, taking the interest in the subject. Courier looked at Quickdraw for support. Uncle Q, a little help here, he begged. He shook his head. I'm sliding out of this, he said, still chewing on the hay. Son, I want you to be honest, Solar Rise told her son. Are you exploring your body? What? What? Because it's completely natural to be curious, he said. When I was young, I used to be leaving, Courier screamed. I was bolted out the door. I'll see you later. He slammed the door behind him. My parents are so weird. Aren't they? A voice cheered. Courier looked to the forest to see a tall white mare walk out, her colorful hair wrapped up in a long ponytail. She smiled playfully at the white stallion. Good morning, Celestia, said Courier. No, Luna? Celestia shook her head. She's waiting for us in town. All right then, let's go, he said as the two headed into the woods towards town. Spike scratched his head. Was that thing with your mother really necessary? That's what I want to know. Of course not, replied Conquest as he floated down from the ceiling and landed beside Spike. But I find it's nice and disturbing nonetheless. Did the princess have a ponytail? Spike asked. Conquest let out a depressive sigh. Yes, it was quite adorable, he grumbled. So we're going to get to the part where you go crazy. Patience, dragon, said the alicorn. This was a long trip down the rabbit hole. So you just met with Celestia. Then what? The dragon asked curiously. That, my skeleton friend, is when I met her, he sighed, and my life changed forever. Doodaloo, 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 star, 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 star. Courier Celestia walked down the rusty path, admiring the scenery. It was a cloudy day. The forest still looked beautiful. The spring flowers were coming in nicely. The crisp green leaves of the trees were starting to go back as well. Pollen was in the air. The circle of life was continuing. And I helped Scar throw Simba's dad, off a cliff. It sure is a lovely day, said Celestia as he bent down to smell a budding rose, taking his fragrance. I guess it is, sighed Courier, looking at a squirrel scaring up a tree onto a tree branch. The furry critter began cracking the nut on the branch, until he got to his sixth cell. He happily grabbed a nutty tree and stuffed it in his mouth. The squirrel was about to swallow when there was a rattle in the trees. The squirrel looked curiously at it. Another squirrel jumped through the tree leaves, landed next to the other. The second squirrel seemed more perky and curvy, probably a female. So he seemed to look at the squirrel's puffed up cheek as he held her stomach. The male squirrel stood back at her. Feeling capacity, he spat out the nut, stretching out his hands, offering it to her. She greedily took it, and was about to swallow the whole thing, but she stopped, looking at the kindness in the male squirrel's eyes. She lowered one nut from her mouth and slammed on the branch, splitting in two. She handed the male squirrel one of the halves, and they ate together. When they were finished their meals, both squirrels took off together in the trees. Courier watched as the two squirrels run through the trees together and sighed again. Something wrong, brother? Questioned Celestia, concerned for her sibling. Do you believe in love, Tia? Asked Courier, looking towards his sister. You know they're not blood related, so why are they calling themselves as much as anybody, I guess? Okay, Vic, don't explain that. Why do you ask? No reason. I just feel so lonely sometimes, he sadly said. Those girls in the tree. Did you see that? They just met by chance. With a small act of kindness, they ran out together. Wait a minute. No, it did say that Luna and Celestia. No, it says that Luna and Celestia were born. They didn't say they were born together. Are you trying to say they're not blood siblings? Wait a minute. How is this all working? Doesn't this mean that Cadence should technically be counted as Luna and Celestia's sister rather than her niece? Vic? Well, you have me, said Celestia, putting a hoof on his shoulder, and Luna, so you're not alone. Okay, I'm going to go over here now and just bash my head. Courier smiled. Thanks, Tia. But I was looking for something more than friendship. Celestia was about to say something, but a scream cut through the forest. Courier turned towards the scream. What was that? Somebody screaming, said Celestia, running towards the noise. Courier following closely behind. There was another cry for help. It was getting louder and louder with every step they took. The two burst through the bushes and into the clearing. A pink unicorn was surrounded by a pack of wood-looking animals, timber wolves. There must have been about 5 of the wolves. They snarled like dogs as they surrounded their prey. The pink unicorn gave a third high-pitched scream. Somebody help me, please, she cried out, her body shaking with fear. Celestia, I'm going to create a distraction. You get her out here, said Courier with urgency. Celestia nodded as he unfolded her wings and took off into the air. Courier turned his attention back to the wolves. They were starting to close in on the pony. They snarled and howled as one leapt at the pink mare. She flinched, expecting the claws of the beast to tear into her body. She opened her eyes to see a timber wolf floating in the air, surrounded by yellow aura. Courier concentrated as he flung the wolf into the air and deep into the woods. Hey, over here, you overgrown twigs, he taunted, the wolves turning in its direction and growling at him. The 4 remaining wolves charged down. Courier grinned arrogantly as he prepared another spell. This time he aimed for the ground instead of the sprinting attackers. The giant pillars of earth were running from the ground beneath the 2 wolves. 2 of the beasts were catapulted in the air and crashed back into the ground, unconscious. The other 2 managed to swiftly dodge the earth spice and continued their charge towards the Alicorn. Courier took to the air, flying swiftly towards the timber wolves. The first wolf tried to jump on the pony, but Courier quickly rolled in the air and bucked the wolf with his back hooves, large jets of wolves breaking out the wolf's face. Then left only one. The beast howled as he stared down the Alicorn, gritting his teeth, growling in an attempt to face his prey. Courier lifted an eyebrow, staring humorously at the wolf. He flipped his head back slightly, signaling for the final wolf to try his luck out. He did not hesitate. The wolf made a last-ditch effort to slaughter the pony. It did not make it far. Celestia landed full force from the air onto the animal with a sickening crunch. Courier could hear the wolf's back snapping and his face breaking for the thunderous snap of his sister. And ponies say I'm useless, said Celestia, pressing her hoof down on the wolf's cracked head. I had it under control, you know, Courier said slyly. I know, giggled Celestia, stepping out the whimpering Timberwolf. But I can't let you have all the fun. Courier just rolled his eyes. Did you at least get the mare to safely? He asked. Sure did. An angelic voice answered from behind him. Before him stood the most beautiful unicorn Courier had ever had the pleasure to lay his eyes on. She had a straight dark pink mane that complemented her entrancing violet eyes. She had a pink fur coat that reminded him of cotton candy. Her Courier was about to say something, but the exact mare pounced on the male Alicorn, her face mere inches from his. Oh, thank you, she expressed happily, bouncing up and down on the Alicorn. I was just picking some wild berries and daisies for lunch, when all of a sudden those terrible creatures and birds from the forest. I ran as fast as I could, but they surrounded me. I thought I was a dead mare. She looked down, Courier, but then you came to my rescue. You're like a guardian angel. She pulled up the Alicorn and gave him a big hug. Was he gladly said, Hey, it's no problem, miss. Unicorn guessed, Oh, I'm sorry, was my manners. My name is Sweet Symphony. Sweet Symphony, sang Courier. Such a beautiful name. A name he wanted to say over and over again. A name that the Pegasus could write songs about. Songs describing its unparalleled beauty, and her beauty as well. The feel of this mare filled him with such warm feelings, and could sense the emptiness that once troubled him quickly disappear. He smiled as he just took in the moment. I don't know, guys. I'm getting Mike and villain flashbacks here. Celestia smiled slyly at the two. Well. What? Courier asked, breaking the embrace of the unicorn. We need to get going, so reminded Celestia. Lena's still waiting for us. Oh, right, he said, turning to Symphony. Sorry, Miss Symphony, but we need to get to town. She smiled down. Please, sir, call me Symphony. She cooed, batting her eyelashes. Okay, he grinned back, but only if you call me Courier. Well, Courier, Symphony said. I was heading back to town anyway. Do I mind if I tag along? She dragged her suit slightly down his chest. I saw a big, strong pony like you could protect me if those nasty wolves come back. Of course, Courier blurted out, quickly covering his mouth. I mean, sure, that'd be nice. Oh, wonderful, she chimed. She started to walk towards the town, making extra sure to sway her hips as she walked. Celestia looked at her dumbstruck brother, trying to stifle her laughter. Well, you seem happy. What makes you say that? He asked. Oh, nothing, she cleverly said. Just thinking of a massive wing boner. What? Courier looked at his back. Staring out, both of his wings were sprung off a fully erect. He was as he quickly folded them back to his side as he followed Sympathy and Celestia back into town. Well, was all Spike could say, staring at Dark Conquest. The stallion in the story he was telling was the exact opposite of the one standing before him. Courier sounded like a loving, caring, goofy, and good-hearted pony. Its conquest was terrible, sick-minded, yes, and reeked of evil, yes, go on. Are you sure you were ever this pony? Maybe. I like the fact that Legend Bringer gives me multiple origins. Sickening, isn't it? He cackled. How naive I used to be, believing in such foolish things like compassion, and love, and other ponies' well-being. Have you guessed I'm evil yet? Spike was still confused. What about Sympathy? Whatever happened to her? Oh, she plays a very important part in this play, Conquest said. He got up and started to float casually in the air, lying back as he was laying on the couch. For she is everything to darkness and the light. The sand in the glass. She was my everything. Emphasis on was. You're just saying pointless things now, commented the dragon. A meaningless word is a word still said, even if it's meaningless and flies over your head. Neater, rhymed the Sally Pony. The dragon just stared at the flying alicorn. You see, Spike, Conquest continued, we're all capable of great things. Terrible things, but great. And great terrible things. What does that mean? Asked the confused dragon. It means nothing, he replied. Then it was pointless to say, Spike growled, very annoyed at the alicorn. Exactly, sighed Conquest as he twirled his hoof in the air, a showy martini appearing in his hoof. Spike? He's saying that she does have a part to play, that she was his everything, which obviously means she died or something bad happened to her. Use context clues, Spike. What are you saying? It's a meaningless point, because the point has no meaning. He sighed, taking a sip of his ink-colored drink. You think that things we do are meaningful, but they are rather pointless. A needle has a point, scissors have too, but a meaning will never have a point. It's true. You've got to be joking, moaned Spike. Conquest sent down from the air, playfully locked the dragon in a headlock. Words have no meaning and are not to be trusted. In fact, this will be the only truth you'll ever hear, he said as he nookied the dragon. Have you been paying attention to what I've said? Spike shook him off and popped his head free. All I've been hearing is the rant of a mad cult. Good, he said, looking out the window. You could see the moon beginning to set, which means the sun would soon rise. Well, it's getting early, which means it's getting late. He started to walk across the room, his horn glowing a blood red. Soon a red and black door appeared. I have to go, but first, would you like to know what happened to the squirrels? Spike was afraid to ask. Conquest answered anyway. I found out they lived happily ever after, and had lots of little squirrely babies. Oh, said Spike. Yeah, he said. Then he started to puff up, started making gagging sounds. He spat out 2 bone-white squirrel skeletons, and then I ate them, he said with an enthusiastic smile. Spike looked at the squimy skeletons. He wasn't sure what's disgusted him more, The fact that he ate 2 innocent squirrels, or he actually ate a squirrel. You're sick. You think that's bad? Oh no, we're not doing a Family Guy style cutaway. You should have seen what I did to the children, he said with a sickening grin. Spike couldn't pull his eyes away from the bones on the floor. Monster, he whispered. Let's just say that the kids begged me to eat them by the time I was done. Again, I have to laugh. My reference say I added this stuff to Conquest. Oh, no. Did you see what he just did? Do you really think him saying killing and raping a innocent cartoon character's mother was beneath him? And then saying the joke of poor baby's mom? Do you really think all the jokes I put into him was beneath him? Have you seen this? Do you see what he's doing? All I added was his fourth wall jokes. That's it. Nothing more. The rest is here in the story. Leave, the dragon said bluntly. Leave and never come back. Spike, the alicorn clicked. I will leave, but I will come back. He gave Spike another one of his bizarrely large smiles, stagger-like teeth covered with fresh blood. These talks are too much to fun to pass up. He coughed up another bone, a squirrel's foot. Besides, I have to finish my story. He headed to the magical door. Till next night, dragon! He screamed as he disappeared through the door. There was a flash of light and a fade to black. Spike woke up in Lauren's bed, his head ringing and his stomach aching. What happened last night? Was it a dream? Or was it a vision? No, it was real. More like a nightmare. The psychotic pony had rambled to him insanity. The things he said about words being pointless and lies made him think. He misheard Rarity at the hospital, which was good. However, the princesses hadn't been fully truthful to him. But what he did to those squirrels... Not entirely truthful. You just saw the disguise insane, Spike. I think they're being a little truthful on this. Even if he didn't eat other creatures, he needed fish to help his body grow when he was young. But he never eat red meat. How could a pony, vegetarian by nature, develop 2 squirrels? I don't know, Spike, said a haunting voice. How could he eat us? Spike went to the ground and almost screamed. 2 squirrel skeletons laid in a puddle of drool. What was even scarier? Spike looked at his right hand. That's not all I did last night, Spike. Look at your other hand. And Spike looked to his left hand. Oh, look, a turkey.